if you're noticing that interesting things are happening around gender and the conversation of gender and identity, this is the video for you, and this is the man that you should be talking to. Ladies and gentlemen, Mac McGregor, a good friend of mine, and I'm Reid from readaboutsex.com. And what's your website, Mac?
BeTrueToSelf.org.
And what do you want to tell our audience who may be, starting to deconstruct or think about gender, or it's noticing that gender's in a, it's not like it used to be for our parents or our grandparents.
No, it isn't. Yeah, gender roles are very blurry now. There's two things in our world that represent power, and I'm saying in any country, and that is the lighter the color of your skin and that you have a perceived penis. And I like to say perceived. Those two things all around the world signify that somebody has privilege.
Okay.
And power. So when we're messing with this gender thing, it freaks people out because that's something that's like gravity. It's very stable. It's like something they know is there. You know what I mean? And so it's freaking people out that now gender is blurry. And we just had a transgender woman on the front cover of Time magazine, and it's awesome. Gender's a spectrum, and it's fun, and it's not just black or white or this or that. There's a whole bunch in the middle. There's a whole lot of gray, even maybe more than 50 shades.
Well, and that gray, and good reference, yeah. And gray can be really scary for people when they're just dipping their toes in.
Yes.
For me as a sex educator, for me as a teacher, and creating educational content for people, like when I walk into a world that I don't know, all of a sudden I lose my orientation of like, what are the protocols? How do I do this?
Right.
And I get nervous because I don't want to screw it up. So what are some good tips or resources for people who want to do a good job but know that they don't know what to do yet?
Well, if you meet somebody that's gender variant or that you can't, a lot of people are afraid to say anything. They don't know how to address somebody or what category to put somebody in. First of all, just drop the categories. And if you're not sure how to address someone, ask them, what pronouns do you use? How would you like to be addressed? And just ask them, and people in the gender spectrum or in the trans community appreciate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just approach it gently, and it's about intent. We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Language is fluid, and it's changing all the time. Even the language in the community.
The community is changing, and it's alive, and that can be exciting for some people and really hard for a lot of other people because they want things to. They want to get it right, and they want to use the protocols of the language that they have right now. They don't want to change that stuff up.
Right, yeah. So it used to be just transsexual, and now that's a word that most of the community doesn't use. And then there's transgender, and now there's gender queer and gender fluid. So it's just ever changing, and I love that.
And I love the pronoun piece, like asking people like, what pronoun do you prefer? Because somebody who doesn't know what that question means, then you can probably just ask, you can assume by their presentation, then they might be a he or a she. But for people who are in the conversation, asking is kind of your clue, like, hey, I may not be good at this, but I know to ask this question. And then most people are really, I found them to be really kind and gracious whenever I asked that, even if I asked it in a clunky way.
Oh yeah, because all we in the community want to know is that you're trying. It's like I said, it's about intent. And we all make mistakes, even those of us that are educators and teach this, because it's changing so quickly. It's hard to keep up, even for us. And I talk to people in the community to be patient, because just like we are on a journey figuring out our gender, right? A lot of people like cisgendered people, which cisgender means you were born with your brain and your body being congruent or matching according to society standards.
Yeah, the gender you assigned at birth, you just never question. You're like, yeah, this is perfect.
Right.
And a good tip from Ignacio Rivera for me was, if you've never questioned which bathroom to use, then you're probably cisgendered.
Right.
Because you just got assigned the gender that matches up with your psychology and your hormones and all that stuff.
It's true, yeah. So yeah, just try. All we want to know is that you have an open heart and your intent is to try to be kind. That's all.
Yeah.
And I don't think most people go out to try to offend anyone.
No, that's true. Every once in a while you run into an asshole, though.
Right. Yeah, there are one or two out there.
Where can people find you?
BeTrueToSelf.org.
Great. And I'm Reid at readaboutsex.com. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.